Alright, welcome to part 12 of the Shame Plays Let's Play series of Shadowrun Returns Dragonfall. In the last part, we had finished a Shadowrun where we were asked to steal a prototype. Prototype turned out to be this augmented sort of RoboCop troll thing that was in just massive agony. So we did not turn him over to the people that wanted him, and then also we didn't give some stuff to one of these shady organizations that keeps asking for our assistance. So on the way back in the U-Bahn subway, got a call, arranged a new meet, about to go meet up with somebody in the cruise boss or our regular neighborhood, and all of a sudden everything died, the subway stopped, and we've popped out here in this sort of subway station that has no power. So, if I remember right, we were supposed to go restore power. So, let's go see what the scoop is. And we're not sure right now why everything stopped. In fact, we were talking. Got a fuse, okay, on our comm link. Squatters are living in the station. Okay, I just picked up a fuse a second ago. Power fuse. Looks like I got an advanced med kit. I won't complain about that. The fuse box. It's fuse box. Nothing looks out of order. Try swapping the old fuse that is in bathroom to track. I can add an extra fuse to bathroom, or I can add an extra fuse to track. Probably want to do track, but I'm going to leave it alone for now and see if there's any other fuse boxes out there. To be going on here. It looks like the console could extend the nearby bridge to cross the tracks, but with the power out, the entire thing is non-functional. So I'm going to assume we need to come back and put this fuse in the track. Well, now I can't do anything. Okay, it just wasn't lit up. I'm going to add an extra fuse to track. You place the extra fuse into a socket next to track. The status light next to track remains red. Okay, try swapping the old fuse that is in bathroom to track. I'm going to try that. The lights in the bathroom go out. The status light next to the track lights up green. So I'm going to take. I'm going to remove the extra fuse from track. Okay, so I've got my fuse back. Let's see if we can do something here. Looks like the console could extend the nearby bridge across the tracks with power out. Bummer. I figured we had restored power. What am I missing here? Do I want to put the extra fuse back in here? Status light. Okay, so I did that, and track lights up green. So maybe I had to have two fuses. Maybe the green light went out earlier and I just didn't notice it. Alright, now we're good. Looks like the console can extend the nearby bridge to cross the tracks. Let's do that. Alright, now we can get across. Mechanical bridge smoothly slides out, spans the gap. Alright, so let's go. La la la, exploring the abandoned subway station. It is so dark in this maintenance area you can barely see your hand in front of your face. So, it's hard to see anything. I wonder, now that we've got the track done, I wonder if I can go pull that fuse. This door is stuck shut. I don't have enough strength to force the door open, but I can get my muscle to force the door. That's why I have higher wings. Eager shoulder checks the door, and the crack of splintering plastic fills your ears. The door pops open. Bam! Good to have a troll around. Let's see what's going on in here. A high explosive grenade. Okay, I'll take that. It is quite dark in here. I guess there's just this sort of red emergency lighting kind of effect. One second, be right back. Let's check this out. Let's go to the fuse box. Okay. Oh. So I restored power to the train. But as soon as I turn the lights on, I'm getting blastimitated here. So I have no idea who I'm fighting. Mercenary enforcer, mercenary captain. So I'm guessing these guys got hired to take us out. I have an 85% chance on him, so that's what I'm going to go after. Alright, take another shot. Hurt him pretty good. I'm going to put Glory. Go take him out, Glory, hopefully. Yes, got a pretty low chance. Oh, now he's got 71. Shoot. Dang it, I was hoping to drop him. I'm going to have to swap Eager's weapon because she's just awful at close range with that sniper weapon. I'm going to run her up, give her a better chance of hitting. Okay. So Blitz, I'm going to run you over. Now you got a better, dang, 56% chance of hitting. That's crazy. They're trying to take Quick Luke out, no doubt. They're mad at my character. Alright, Glory, see if you can take this guy out, because he's just got a bit of... No, I meant to do Glory. Glory, get over here. There we go. He's down. Now go over here and help Blitz. Yeah, I think I have an 82% chance of hitting here, so I'm going to do that. Alright, Eager, take this guy out. Nothing quite like a shotgun. Alright, Blitz, take this guy out. He's out. I'll tell you, he's only got a 30% something chance to hit, but I'll try anyway. You never know. Oh, I got him. See, there you go. Okay, quick, let me go over here and, what is this? An encrypted PDA. I'm wondering if I'm going to have to fight my way out of here, because I haven't gone out of battle mode yet. Glory's pretty tough. I'm going to send her through the door here and see what's going on. I don't see anybody. I don't see anything else I can do here. Alright, switch back to your sniper rifle and come down here. Oh. There was somebody else. They were in Overwatch. So I think Overwatch is you can set your character in a certain mode. I haven't used it, but I think you can put your character almost in a watch state, so they're just kind of hanging out, and if somebody does a certain action, they can take an action on you, even if it's not their turn. So, pretty sure that's what happened right there. I guess Blitz lost his drone. I don't remember him losing his drone. Maybe I can't use it. Oh, there it is. Out of commission. Huh. I don't remember it going out of commission, but oh well. See anybody? Yeah, I think basically. Oh, that hurt on Eager. I think basically I've had like an ambush set on me. Is what I'm thinking happened here. All right, quick, Luke. You're gonna have to heal up, and you're gonna have to reload. What does Glory got? She's got one med kit left. I'm going to try to heal up Eager. Okay, that'll help. Now Eager, let's go back to your shotgun. That hurt, 21 damage. Gotta love that. Okay, that guy's down. Wow, 28 damage. A lot of times the shotguns in this game don't do as much damage as I think they should, but this time around I can't complain. Alright, let's get on in there. 28%, wow. Oh, I had him on. I forgot to put him back on his rifle. So he ran in there and did just a punch, which was dumb, but such is life. Okay, I gotta run quick Luke in. The way this placement of everybody in this battle is not very good. I'll take this mage out, or I should say I'm going to try to take this mage out. Okay, I need to move Eager down here because that shotgun, if I hadn't have missed, that shotgun would have hurt my own people. Alright, get back to your rifle here. This guy's 78%. Hit him again. Ouch. Blitz is almost down. I don't have anything I can use to help him. Let me try to take this guy out. I think there's only one baddie left up. Okay. Well, that took me out of battle mode. So maybe that was the end of the ambush. I did get that encrypted PDA. Let me look in my equipment. Mission items. Found on a mercenary sent to kill you in the U-Bahn tunnels. Okay. How much karma have I got? Okay. I only have 2 karma to spend right now. Let's get on out of here. Doesn't look like the train will be going anywhere with that access bridge extended. Okay. Well, I guess I'll open up the bridge then. Crazy like that. When a bridge needs to be retracted or opened up, I'm your man. The rest of the trip home is uneventful. One thing is clear, someone is hunting you. This ambush was no chance gang warfare, but an organized attempt on your life. If Green Winters was right, whoever killed him, then whoever killed him is now after you. The PDA that you retrieved from your attackers may hold some answers. It's time to return to your safe house and consult Paul Ampson. I agree. I agree. Them screens are loading. Okay, now we can continue. Back to the cruise bosser. Neighborhood. Sweet neighborhood. Home sweet home. Alright. I'm still working on raising 50,000 new yen to pay Alice. Let me check my objectives real quick. Take the encrypted PDA to Amsel, raise 50,000 to pay Alice. Alright. And I thought, if I remember right, I was supposed to go meet with somebody. I had arranged a meet right before the ambush. Alright, I have 12 karma. What do I want to spend it on? Willpower, charisma. When do I get an etiquette? I think I have to spend 7. I think I get a new etiquette at these, at these little diamond square sort of icons. Quickness, which is used to calculate the chance to hit in range combat, reduces the chance to be hit. I could go for that. The next rank is 9, which would be my maximum because I'm human. I could update rage combat at 6. I have 12 karma. Increased chance for greater than normal damage using SMG, which is what I'm doing right now. Strength, I'm not too worried about. Unarmed, throwing weapons, intelligence. You know, I'd kind of like to get his, even though, you know, most people, especially in games like this where you're not really role-playing, you're kind of role-playing, but you're really trying to stat your character out so you can survive combats, you know, a computer RPG. It would still be cool to unlock some of these etiquettes to open up more conversation options. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend that. Hold on. I misclicked. I hit confirm, thinking it was something. It wasn't charisma. So I'm going to, okay. Now, I've already got security. I can do corporate gang, socialite, shadowrunner, street, academic. I'm going to go with corporate because he has sort of a, Quick Luke has sort of a corporate security background at certain times. Okay, so I got 5 karma left. Sorry if that quick scrolling made you nauseous. Biotech, decking, drawing. I can increase my submachine gun. I can't increase my range combat. I don't have enough. I think I'm just going to hold on to this 5 karma. Okay. And I'm going to run over, even though I need to go talk to Paul Amsel about this encrypted PDA. I'm pretty sure I arranged a meet over by the statue. Or perhaps not. I really thought that's what I had done. Maybe I got to talk to him first before I can unlock this additional conversation. So let's go talk to Paul. Yay, it's Dante. Dante. I'm gonna pet him. Woof. Alright, let's go talk to Paul. What's up, Paul? Amsel calls over his shoulder at the sound of your approach. His eyes are glued to his computer's display. Quick, Luke. From Mueller should be on her way. But before you go to the meeting site, I have news. He glances at you and his words trail off. So, yeah, I had to talk to Paul first before I could do that other conversation. Upon seeing the expression on your face, Amsel's voice becomes grave. It can wait. Tell me what has happened. Let's see, I had some trouble on the U-Bahn. Nothing much. Got attacked by a bunch of idiots. Bad news, my friend. Someone is hunting us. I'm going to say bad news, my friends. Somebody is hunting us. They can set, or they set up an ambush on the U-Bahn line. And if you know the old classic, all your base are belong to us, one of my favorite lines from that is, someone set us up the bomb. Amsel pauses, then gives a curt nod. Truth be told, I've been expecting that something like this might happen. I'm just glad that you made it out alive. So hand over the encrypted PDA. One of the attackers dropped this. Amsel takes the PDA from you and examines it. Yes, yes. I should be able to extract some information from this. Give me a moment. Plugs the PDA in his computer and goes to work. A few moments later, he lets out a grunt of dismay. I didn't know that you could grunt in dismay, but evidently you can. Well, quick, Luke, I was able to recover a file, but unfortunately that's all I'll ever be able to pull off this thing. All that anyone will, truth be told. Must have been running some kind of counter-intrusion software. The instant that I gained access, it bricked itself. Amsel disconnects the useless PDA and drops it to the ground. It clatters to a rest on the metal floor. Say, what did you manage to pull off of it? One whole file. Nice job, Paul. Dang it, we're in trouble already. We can't afford to lose what few leads we have. I'll just say, what did you manage to pull off of it? I'm not going to give him a hard time. He did his best. Paul says, a comm file. The audio is all here, but it looks like we've only got a video from one side, or got video from one side of the conversation. Let's see what we have. He opens the file, and a nightmarishly familiar face appears on the screen. Adran. Bachmir. The voice bleats out from Amsel's speakers, filling the room. Adran here. What's your status? This is the guy, like, at the very beginning, we were on a Shadowrun, and it went south. Our leader died, and I've now taken over her team. But there was a troll there that was all kind of armored up, and we couldn't kill him. And this was that guy, and that where the Shadowrun, it was like a mansion or a chateau or something, and it turned out to be the entrance to a dragon's lair. So this guy works for the dragon that is probably not out, is probably now out to try to kill us because we've discovered her existence. Bachmeyer's image is garbled, but his voice sounds young and eager. So we don't know who Bachmeyer is. Target acquired, sir. You're right. We spotted him on the U-Bahn, just like you said. Probably on his way to a job. As per your instructions, we're going to try to take him out on his way back. He'll be more vulnerable that way. Hopefully injured and low on ammo too, but only time will tell. Good man. Proceed as instructed. Will do. Cosman is rigging up an ambush spot now. We'll try to make it quick. You work with the nightmare face nods. Don't all orcs have a nightmare face? Or if you're an orc with a nightmare face, do you become a Nork? I don't know. Anyway, send me a comm when the job is done. Adran out. The image on the computer screen dies. Amsel turns to face you. Well, our scarred friend makes an appearance. Quick, Luke, I suspect that Green Winter's predictions are coming true. I believe that Firewing is behind this. Under Amsel's patient exterior, you can feel the worry that's eating him. Be on your guard. You and the rest of your team. You made it through this attack relatively unscathed, but next time, or is it unscathed? Unscathed. But next time, you might not be so lucky. So I could say at least now we have a name to put to the face. Audrun, we'll be fine. I carried us through this attack. I'll carry us to the next. Don't worry, Paul. I will. I'll say at least now we have a name to put to the face. Audrun. Paul says that's not all we have. As I was saying when you first walked in, I have been productive as well. I was able to uncover some new evidence in your absence, and coincidentally enough, that evidence pertains to our scarred friend. You might recall that I said I'd dig into Audrun's skin grafts. Well, I did, and that search has finally borne fruit. One of my contacts outside of Berlin handles the paperwork for private hospitals all across Germany. It's a dull, boring job, but it does have its perks. Amsel pulls open a file on his computer. A medical chart opens up on the screen. As it turns out, our scarred friend's skin grafts were performed at a legitimate hospital after all. So if I had Biotech 4, I could read the charts, but I don't. So I could say some good news for one. What do they say? I could say, what's the takeaway? Say, what's the takeaway? Cut to the chase, get to the point. The charts are light on identifying information. Our friend's name is listed as Max Musterman, the local equivalent of John Doe, but they do cover his injuries in great detail. Audrun's injuries were extensive. He had 2 broken ribs and a shattered pelvis, and he had sustained third-degree burns over 60% of his body. Most damningly of all, he was suffering from acute radiation poisoning. His body absorbed over 5,000 millisieverts of ionizing radiation, a lethal dose without treatment. So I've never heard of that millisieverts. I've heard of rads for a measurement of radiation, but I haven't heard of that other. The information dries up at this point. We know what he was treated and discharged, but what happened afterward remains a mystery. He pauses for a moment, studying a reaction. Your thoughts? Hold nothing back. I'd like to hear everything that comes to mind. So I can say Audrun might have spent time in the socks. That radiation poisoning didn't happen on its own. That was my first thought, actually, when I was reading the other stuff. See, well, those burns sound like dragon fire, but if the firewing burned Audrun, why would he be working for her now? The hospital couldn't ID Audrun. Either somebody covered his tracks for him, or he was living completely off the grid. Yeah, I'm going to say Audrun might have spent time in the socks. Paul Amsel says, agreed. 5,000 millisieverts is a lot of exposure. Short of basking in the glow of an unshielded reactor, I don't know how he'd have absorbed that much ionizing radiation without spending time in the socks. Alright, so Audrun was heavily irradiated, most likely from time spent in the socks. What else does this tell you? I'm going to say, well, he was probably burned by the dragon, but why is he working for her now? I don't think that Audrun is working for the Firewing. I believe that he is serving her. On Green Winter's second DVD, he mentioned that there is a cult within the Socks that worships the Firewing. They call the Disciples of the Cleansing Fire. I believe that Audrun belongs to this cult. I say, what difference would that make? Or I say, that's bad news. There's nothing more dangerous than a zealot. I say, well, that's bad news. There's nothing more dangerous than a zealot. My thoughts exactly. A hireling can sometimes be bribed or reasoned with. A pawn can be liberated. But if the Firewing soldiers look upon her as a goddess figure, nothing short of killing her will deter them, and even that might not stop them. So it is possible that Audrun is a dragon cultist. This seems to fit with much of the other information that we've uncovered. Did any other red flags jump out at you? So I can say the hospital couldn't ID Audrun, so either his tracks were covered, or he was off the grid. Indeed, if Audrun were a denizen of the Socks, a glowpunk. Anyway, his lack of identifying information would make sense. Amsel adjusts his glasses. It's a working theory, at any rate. So to sum up, Audrun has probably spent time in the Socks. It's possible that he even lived there as a member of Verschwing's the Firewings Dragon Cult, and he is after you. So pause this for a moment before continuing. In my mind, all of this reinforces one fact. We need to find Vauclair, and we need to do it fast. Let's say, wait, how does that follow? Well, what they're probably going to say is, because we assume Vauclair knows how to defeat the dragon. So it's probably, but I'm going to say, wait, how does that follow? The Firewings men just made an attempt on your life, quick Luke. It is clear from the message we just saw that Audrin sent them out looking for you. Given enough time, he'll do it again. And next time, they might be more successful. We must act before that happens. But before we venture back to Harfield Manor, we need to find Vauclair. And Harfield Manor is kind of the dragon's lair. Or at least it's above the dragon's lair. Okay, so all the more reason to gather Alice's feet quickly then. Agreed. And Alice is, of course, we've hired her to mount an expedition into the Socks. And, or I don't know if it's into the Socks, but she's helping us find this Vauclair guy who used to, or at one time, when the dragon first appeared, did all kinds of havoc, and this Vauclair guy defeated her, thought she was dead, but evidently the dragon's not dead. There's a buzzing sound from Paul's wrist. He lifts his hand to look at his PDA. And, as luck would have it, Frau Mueller has arrived. Best of luck at the meeting, quick Luke. Remember, this is urgent. We need that money. I'm on it. Alright. So let's go do some looking around and talking. Do a little bit of house cleaning on the old game front. Check the old computer. See if we have new messages. We have 3 unread messages. Salvage DVD. Screen flickers to life, and Malit's face appears. From the shifting background and ambient noise, it's clear this message is recorded on a portable device. Oi, quick Luke, just wanted to tell you that I've met with limited success in working on that stack of DVDs. It's a thorny problem, but I'm at least making some headway. If you look on the table beside your DVD player, you will find another recovered disc. I wasn't able to salvage all of the files on it, but I think that you might find what I did recover to be of interest. For my part, I'm going to continue working on the other DVDs. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't hold out much hope, though. They're all badly damaged and suffering from disc rot besides. I'll be in touch. My best to you and your team. Message ends, the image fades. Okay, payback is sweet. The screen flickers to life and Maxim's face appears. He's wearing a broad grin, and you can hear the sounds of celebration in the background. Hey there, Muscle. Not sure if Chuck gave me the right address. I figured it was worth a shot. I don't know if you heard, but our favorite Poly Club got hit from all sides by the F-State today. It was glorious. Anyway, just thought you'd want to share in the good news. And thanks for your help back there. I don't think we'd have made it out of there without you. He raises his hand and salute. Take care, quick Luke. Message ends, the image fades. Okay, now another one says, thanks. Alexander to quick. Hey, quick Luke. Uncle Dietrich told me that I could message you here, so I figured I should. Probably told you that I'm living at Samuel's, huh? Well, that's where I am. It's different. I'll give it that much. I like that I don't get pressured to hurt people here, so that's good. And nobody smacks me around, even though I can tell that a lot of the Trog, the orcs and trolls want to. I do get yelled at a lot, and called a lot of names, but I guess that making me feel bad about that kind of thing is all part of the plan. Life kind of sucks right now, but at least nobody is going to make me kill anyone. Uncle D says that it's going to be better, and maybe it will. I don't know. Anyway, what I mostly wanted to say was thanks for not killing me back at the Humanist compound. I had a gun on you, so you totally could have, but you didn't, and I'm really glad about that. Thanks, Alexander. It's like a sweet after-school special. Okay. Check the status of the Alice Fund. Current funds, 21,250, and I need 50,000. Alright, read your old messages. Open the jobs directory. I'm going to claim payment for the Mark 6 prototype extraction. You submit the job as finished and await your client's response. A few moments later, a message pops on the screen. So I got $37.50 for that. To call your work unsatisfactory would be an understatement. When I said we wanted the prototype, it should have gone without saying that we wanted it intact and operational. They ain't happy. So technically, you technically fulfill the terms of the arrangement and still get paid, but don't ever expect to work for us again, Schmidt. A moment later, a second message pops in your inbox. Your payment details. Payment from client 22.5. Deductions for crew salary 6, ammunition and resupply 1,500, automatic deduction for Alice Fund. So we put another 11,250 into the Alice Fund, and remainder sent to Quick Luke's account 3750. Okay. So let's see if there's anything. Yeah, this pharma cleanup job that's still pending. I don't think I'm going to do it. If I remember right, they wanted me to go in and just kill somebody. Yeah, morally troubling, etc. I'm not going to accept this one. Decline it for now. Yeah, they wanted me to go in and just kill somebody. Oh, I need to go to the bulletin board. Silence established, spoofing, blah, blah, blah. Do I have any pay data to post? Yeah, I don't have any pay data. Sometimes if you just find stuff while you're out doing, you know, it's like not really pertinent to your mission, but it's interesting, you can post it on the BBS and sell it. I don't think I can claim payment, but let's see. Oh, I did sell something. The Humanus Safe House data. 406. So I got 414 yen for that. Okay. Search BBS for relevant keywords. Massacre at Chatenest Schoolhouse. Really attention-grabbing headline, right? That's how the local news has been spinning it. Truth is, the schoolhouse was abandoned years ago and is being used as a Humanist recruitment training complex. You're kidding me. A friend of mine was going there after class and said it was just a community center. I know none of you are fans of Humanist, but that entire chapter house got wiped clean. There are probably some kids in there off the street who were just looking for a hot meal. Screw Humanists for exploiting them, but they didn't deserve death. Good riddance to those jerks. Streets are a little safer now that they're all buried. Went trolling on the Humanist board, and that place was totally wiped out. Volker Stahl was in charge of that chapter house. Good riddance to that piece of dreck. You should not believe everything you read on the Matrix. My sources tell me he has already moved on to a safe house. Seems like whenever things get rough for Humanus, he always comes through without a scratch. So, Volker Stahl was the main bad guy in the Humanus mission. Just finished up drinks with a chummer who was doing some biz up there. The real story is Humanus did not want to pay for services rendered, and some hired muscle went crazy and took them all out. That's kind of close to the truth. So the muscle decided taking the whole place down will get the Nuyen back? Well, that's one way to make a living, I guess. Even if your friend did get screwed out of a bit of Nuyen, I don't think Humanus would even be worth the bullets, especially that many. Okay, so no more posts on the thread. Save the F state. The time rise up against the corporations is now. Fight for a free Berlin. That's posted by Neo-Revolutionary Alpha. You just followed up Time Warp? The war is over and we won. Hard to imagine Berlin any freer. Maybe you just need to switch to decaf. As long as any corporation is active anywhere in the F-state, we are all at rest. We must act. Corps are good for business and keep in their little corners. Why do you think we would help you? How naive to think that they will stay there forever. Don't you see that they are taking the freedom we all hold so dear? Plans are being made across the F-state. With the shadow community on our side, we shall prevail. The F-state has its own way of dealing with those who step out of line. Take your politics somewhere else. Around here, we've got bills to pay. Alright, no more posting this thread. Okay, now running on SK. I guess soy calf. Chase, what a thrill. Had to do a simple data steal on an SK branch office, so I guess that's not soy calf. Turned into an OK Corral shootout. Never seen first response team arrive that fast in my life. Had a Decker off-site running damage control. Managed to distract the second team to a different building while we jacked the car the first team came in. Lesson learned, simple when it comes to SK means something else. You stole the Core's response vehicle? Don't they have trackers on those things? Of course they do. Dumped it off the side of the road with a primed grenade in the back seat just to be safe. Nice one. Bragging about a nearly failed run on SK? Is it worth them paying a decker to backtrace your Shadowrun account? Any idea what valuable data they were hiding in that branch office? No idea. Money was too good to take any chances with. Safely delivered it, and the transfer cleared. Alright, so something at SK, S-K, which is a corporation, I guess. Alright, now the Alice Fund should now be up to 32,000. Yay! Getting closer. I like how they've made the accumulation of money not just, hey, I want to gather some wealth in the game, but I mean, it's one of the quests is like I have to earn so that I can pay this lady to do this. It's kind of neat. In my opinion, it's better than like I hate games that put you on a timer. You got to do it by this time. You know, to create a sense of urgency or whatever. This creates a neat goal to work towards. In a kind of, I guess, realistic way. You have to earn the money. Let's see if there's any more companion conversations that can be had. Quick Luke, good to see you. A genuine smile spreads across her lips. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say any thoughts about that last run. Tinge of red crawls up Glory's neck. Quick Luke, look at me. She extends her sculpted metal arms. Chrome glints in the flickering light. I'm not far from being what that poor troll was when I think of what they did to him. She looks you in the eye. Her expression remains neutral, but that slight blush has spread from her neck to her cheeks. It wasn't right, and you did the only thing that you could to make it better. You knew that it would cost you, and you did anyway, because it was right. I won't forget that, Quick Luke. Not ever. Say you too, Glory. How things with you? She pauses for a moment, considering. You know what? I'm happy, actually. For the first time in a long time. I have you to thank for that. Say, are you ready to tell me about that chrome you're sporting? Be patient, Quick Luke. The explanation for that is coming. Look of unease flits across her face. Well, I'm not sure you're going to like it, though. So I'm going to say, you needed time and I gave you time. Are you ready to talk about Stella yet? Okay. Yeah. Glory looks troubled, more so than you've ever seen her before. Whatever memory she's dredging up must be exceedingly painful. I'm not going to lie. I haven't been looking forward to this. But yeah, it's time. Quick look, Luke. I'm about to tell you some things about myself that might change your opinion of me. It's entirely possible that you're going to hate me based on what's coming next. I've accepted that, and that's what happens. I sincerely believe that I deserve it. She looks you in the eye, her expression grim. So tell me, are you sure that you want to keep pushing forward with this? Say this is important for you, Glory. Say this is clearly causing you pain, Glory. Say, you know, let's back down. Spit it out. I'm just going to say, I think that we both know that whatever you have to tell, I'm ready to listen. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Thanks, Quick Luke. Thanks for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. So when we left off last time, I had just moved from the streets of Tübingen to the warm, inviting confines of Stella. Marta and I were happy there for a little while, and Harrow embraced me as a long-lost daughter. I should probably take a moment to talk more about Harrow. He's going to be an important figure in this story. I don't know what his age was. He seemed old enough to be paternal, but young enough to hang with the kids or something, on something like a peer level. Best guess, I'd say he was in his mid-20s. He was handsome and well-built, with a neatly trimmed beard and thick brown hair. And there was something else about him, something uncanny. Harrow had this charisma, this raw, magnetic attraction that just made people latch on to him. I saw it over and over. All it took was a few words and a pat on the shoulder, and Harrow would have a new convert. The other kids at the farm followed him around like lost puppies. As much as I loved Marta, and as much as I thought she loved me, we forgot, as much as I thought she loved me, that's an interesting thing to say, we forgot all about one another when Harrow was around. All that we wanted to do is be close to him, to be a part of his inner circle. And soon enough, we were. For a girl of 17, it was all terribly exciting. Harrow had these rules of living that would teach us, rules about self-determination and the importance of disobedience. He claimed to have taught classes at the University of Berlin, which he painted as a mix between an earthly paradise and an anarchist playground. He told us how Verstella would be the focal point of a new movement for the children of the fatherland. He told us that we were special. We ate it up, of course. We were kids. For those of us in the inner sanctum, Harrow would share even more. He had power the likes which I'd never seen. Not my father's drunken fist or my own childish experiments, but genuine, incredible power. He said that it came from the horned god, an ancient deity that he venerated. He knew about my latent abilities right away, and he offered to teach me. Naturally, I accepted. Let's see. I've heard of the horned god. His followers have a poor reputation, especially among women. This Harrow's beginning to sound like a cult leader. Can't say I blame you. In your position, I would have done exactly the same thing. I'm going to say I've heard of the horned god. Any bad reputation that they might have gained is well deserved, but there was more to it than that, as you'll see. Glory sighs. Hang with me quick, Luke. Rough waters ahead. So I became Harrow's apprentice. He taught me to channel magic and summon spirits. He taught me rituals and pagan traditions, Machiavellian philosophy, and Nietzschean ethics. Above all, he taught me to connect with his quote-unquote horned god, and through it I learned my power and arrogance, or I learned the power and arrogance. And it was all downhill from there. For the next few years, I lived at Verstella as Harrow's enforcer and right-hand girl. I was also his sometimes wife and concubine, but that was a distinction that I share with all the girls in the commune, including my beloved Marta. I came to learn that she had been his long before she met me, but by that point I didn't care. I'd embraced the rules of living. I was Harrow's creature through and through. I didn't ask questions, and I walked the path that was in front of me. Other fun facts about those years. I learned cruelty. I had power now, and my new idol encouraged me to use it. Harrow did the same. Any children who didn't pull their weight were subjected to my tender mercies, and I was anything but tender. I took what I wanted rather than asking for it. I liked it. It was fun. I also came to learn that Harrow's horned god was not the Ekenfurst worshipped by throwback cults across Germany. It was certainly a god with horns, but it came from an altogether different tradition. Care to hazard a guess? I'm going to say I want to hear you say it. Satan, Lucifer, Old Scratch. In the magically active community, we refer to it as the adversary. Whatever you choose to call it, it's every bit as bad as it sounds. Let's just call it what it is. Satan, the devil, the enemy. So my idol, the ancient deity that was feeding me my power, it was the antithesis of everything that is right and good. And you know what? I didn't care. In our time together, Harrow and I committed more atrocities than I could count. At this point, I was on to all of his tricks. I knew that Verstella was nothing more than a honey trap, carefully designed to lure local children into my master's clutches. I knew that the kids who seemed resistant to Harrow's brainwashing techniques wound up fertilizing in the garden. I knew that Harrow's entire manifesto was bullcrap. And I knew that through it all, Harrow and the adversary were laughing, because I was laughing right there beside them. I don't want to pin the blame for my decisions on anyone but me. That said, I would like to posit that my father's connection to the cruise ritters might have helped play into my willingness to serve the adversary. In my warped, indoctrinated little brain, I equated the church with evil. So the opposite of that, I figured, had to be, well, if not good, then at least totally bad. Yeah, it sounds kind of, I don't know. I'm telling an interesting story here, but things that are relevant in the real world. But I was kidding myself, of course. My new deity was the very definition of bad. Serving it made me bad. End of story. So I could say I can't excuse the choices you made, but I can understand why you made them. I can say, go ahead, make your excuses. We all make our own choices in life. You choose to hurt innocent kids. My sympathy for you went right out the window. I disagree with you, Glory. I don't think that any of this was your fault. Harrow is the one who deserves blame. No, I'm going to go with I can't excuse the choices you made, but I can understand why you made them. And she's responsible for her own choices. That's big of you, Quick Luke. I genuinely mean that. Glory takes a moment to steel herself, then continues on. Anyway, one day, Hero invited me on a field trip to Stuttgart. Over the years I was at Verstella, the commune had easily doubled in size. It was thriving, all thanks to the efforts of Marta and the girls like her. Harold would send the girls out to neighboring cities to lure in the street kids that nobody would miss. He targeted children because they were easy to indoctrinate, and because nothing makes the adversary happier than corruption of the innocent. As we drove out to pick up the new recruits, I was already planning ahead. It was a foregone conclusion I would pay my father a visit. The irony of a group of cruise ridders getting immolated by a genuine servant of the actual devil. I'm glad they're just saying that the devil tickled me to no end. So when Harrow stopped to fill up on diesel, I hopped out of the van and headed out on foot to my parents' place. Harrow wasn't overly concerned about my absence. I had long since reached the point where I could assert my autonomy, and he knew that I'd be back. I wound up at my folks' house sometime around noon. I could hear the adversary whispering in my ear, telling me what to do. I'd long since learned to listen to its voice. It always rewarded me with extra power when I did its bidding. It told me to knock, so I did. As the door opened, I could feel a torrent of flames welling up in the astral plane all around me. It told me to channel them into the doorway, into my father. So I did. But of course, the person who opened the door wasn't my father. It was my mother. As I watched her flesh blacken and melt, as I heard her scream and I broke into hysterics, I heard the adversary laugh. And at that moment, I realized that it was laughing at me. I say tragic but predictable. Saw that coming. That's just rude. I'm so sorry, Glory. Glory nods, a grim expression on her delicate face. Thanks. We're almost to the end now. Thanks for sticking with me. I was like a lever. It was like a lever had been pulled. All at once, the bubble popped. That I added that sound effect. Anyway, I wasn't a powerful servant of the adversary. I was not Harrow's #1 girl. I was a ridiculous little fool who'd willingly tied her soul to the worst thing in existence. Realizing all of this was one thing. Actually fixing it was something else entirely. I knew that I had to get away from Harrow. That was the first thing to do. So I bit my lip. I did my best to ignore the happy babble of the new recruits on the trip back to Verstella. And I managed to get through the ride without screaming. She just killed her mom here. Once we were back at the commune, I broke into Harrow's safe, stole all of the commune's resources, and ran. I don't know when Harrow realized what I'd done, or whether he even cared. All I know that is nobody came after me, so I kept running and running until I got to Berlin. Getting past the wall is fairly simple. You know how easy it is to obtain falsified papers. The biggest obstacle that I faced during my flight was the adversary itself. I could run from Harrow, but how do you run from something that's tied to your own soul? I have a feeling that I know. Let me guess, snip, snip. Oh, goodness, Glory. I'm going to say I have a feeling that I mean, she tried to kill herself, right? The haunted look in Glory's eyes is heartbreaking. She gives you another curt, grim nod. I walked into the office of the first street doc I could find, pointed at all the biggest, bulkiest pieces of cyberware that he had on display, and told him to put them into me. Okay, so she didn't try to kill herself. I think what's going on here is that in Shadowrun, the more cyberware you have, the less you're able to do magic. So she's probably trying to cut off her connection. He tried to upsell me on better merchandise, arguing that what I was asked for was old and inefficient, better suited to be installed in a museum than in the body. He told me I'd be shredding my essence, and that once it was gone, I'd never be able to get it back. That's the essence. That's what I'm talking about, her essence. I stuck to my guns. After all, shredding my essence was the whole point. Glory looks up at you. Her eyes are sunken and hollow, and the aura of loss about her is palpable. She looks like a woman who has been through hell. That's all for now, Quick Luke. You've heard the tale. You know why I am the way I am. You know the things I've done and how much I have to atone for. If you still want my company, fine. If I've lost your friendship, I understand that too. But for now, I need to be alone. So that was pretty interesting. That was actually, we got a jotted for her quickly and time more to talk. Okay, so she's done talking. So I'm curious. This looks like a bathroom slash washer dryer area. See a hot water heater. I don't know what that is. But I'm wondering if this is a mirror that and it's like it's been fogged up, and they're showing here that this is, you know, like when you take your hand and run it across a fog mirror. If so, that's kind of neat. Kind of a neat touch. Okay, that was actually really interesting. So now I want to talk to Eager. See what's going on with her. Quick Luke, what can I do for you? So I can say, do you trust me, Eager? Any thoughts about that last run? Nothing right now. Say any thoughts on the last run? I'm not going to lie, Quick Luke. This one is going to stick with me for a while. What they did to that troll was sick. This is probably going to surprise you, but I'm happy the Mark 6 is dead. Yeah, Herr Schmidt was pissed, and sure, our reputation got dinged. Neither of those are good things, but I'll take them over being a part of what they were doing to that troll any day. Walking out of a run with a clean conscience is a rare pleasure. Savor it while you can. Say, do you trust me, Eager? She pauses for a moment, considering. Finally, she nods. Yeah. Yeah, I do. You've earned that much. I haven't always agreed with your decisions, Quick Luke, but you've proven your competence. It's only fair to acknowledge it. Say, good. Or no, I'm gonna, not good to know, thank you, but then tell me what happened to your team. This again? Why do you even care, Quick Luke? Because it's pretty clear that if you had your way, you'd still be with them, and a good leader places priority on knowing his team. Doesn't matter. I'm your team leader, and I'm asking you a question. I'd like you to answer it. I guess that I don't. I'm gonna say I just want to know more about you. You still want to be with them? Silly nuts. All right, I'll tell you. I suppose that you deserve to know. What happened to us was Hoffman. He was a rookie, the kid of some big money corporate exec. He looked good on paper, and he made it through KSK training, so he's technically qualified to join a team. But he was way too green to fit in with ours. Still, he wanted to be a hero, and his family had enough clout to give him an assignment of his choosing. I don't know how many strings Hoffman's daddy had to pull to get him to sign to our team, but he pulled them. Hoffman became our 9th squad mate, despite Metzger's objections. Anyway, flash forward a few weeks. We were closing in on one of the Russian mob's major trafficking operations. They'd been using a series of warehouses 50 miles from the border as a staging area for their convoys. Women and girls from Eastern Europe were being housed there. When the convoys came, they'd be crammed into cargo containers and hauled across the border into Germany. Go to any brothel along the border and have a look around. Chances are you'll find at least a few girls who spent some time in those warehouses. Slovakians, Hungarians, Poles, you name it. The mob has been smuggling them over for decades. But we were in a position to derail their operation, and we weren't going to let our new addition slow us down. We hit them by surprise, and we hit them hard. Fisher and Braun managed to take down the banshee that they had patrolling the site. Wolf had reconnaissance drones overhead, providing battle tech feeds to the rest of us, and we picked off their gunmen one by one. They had numbers on us, but they didn't know where to hit us. We had eyes in the sky, and we had cover and concealment. Every time they thought they had a fix on us, we'd shift positions and hit them again. They might as well have been fighting ghosts. Then Hoffman broke cover, gave away our position, and after that, all hell broke loose. Wolf went down first. The sound of it will haunt me for the rest of my days. An explosion, choked scream, then this long, drawn-out, gurgling sound. When he died, his drones went down with him, and there were too many hostiles to track without them. I'll spare you the gory details, Quick Luke. Suffice it to say that my team was wiped out. Eager's face clouds again. You could see the tears beginning to well in her eyes. I watched Metzger die. With visible effort, she clamps down on her emotions and calms herself. When she speaks again, her voice is flat. I took 3 rounds myself. Had to drag myself back across the Oder-Nesse line into Germany. I almost died. So that's the story. My KSK career died with the rest of the team. Our mission was illegal after all. Off the books. There was no going back for me, so I wound up here. She looks you in the eye. Her tone is impassive. Did that tell you everything you wanted to know, fearless leader? Are you satisfied now? Yes. Thank you, Eager. So tell me, what's your takeaway from my tale of woe? I figure that you've got to have one. Say, when Monica died, you blame me because I was new to the team, but I'm not Hoffman, Eager. You're hung up on the past, Eager. If you want to survive the shadows, you need to get over it. So it doesn't matter what I think, what you think, and how you act on it is what's important. I'm gonna say, when Monica died, you blame me because I was new to the team, but I'm not a Hoffman, Eager. Yeah, she nods. I know that. And you're right, to a point. I might have judged you too harshly because of Hoffman, but everything else that I said was justified. Giving you command of this team was a hasty decision made for the wrong reasons. I stand by that assessment. But between then and now, I've been watching you like a hawk, and you've grown, Quick Luke. You weren't the right choice to lead before, I still believe that, but you are now. Thanks, Eager. Good talk. She nods. Until next time. Okay, so what she's saying is, you know, look, I disagree with how the decision was made. Still disagree with it, but now I see that you're making a good leader. Wait, what do I have in the stash here? I need another advanced med kit. Trauma kit. What else have I got in here? Nitro. Combat +2 body, +1 strength, and +1. Combat stem. I'm looking at this jazz. Quickness +2 and AP +1 for 5 rounds. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll do that for now, because I'll probably buy something while I'm out running around. All right. Where was that DVD player at? Here it is. Media tray of the DVD player slides out of its battered plastic case. Load the DVD. Which one have I already seen? Try the 3rd DVD. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. Scratch LCD display comes to life. Alright, play track 1. Display goes blank for a moment, and the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. The timestamp on the video reads August 5th, 2042. I was thinking about Adrian today. Not he was when he disappeared, not as the fabled Dragon Slayer, or the big-time CEO of Dale Defense. I was thinking about when we were kids. Well, I was always more of a kid than he was, of course. He's 15 years older than me. In a way, he was more like a parent than a brother. Winters pauses. His gaze drops to an invisible point on the table in front of him. So I was thinking about this time when we were on the holiday. Our parents took us out to the island of Pole to enjoy the beach. I must have been about 5 years old. Adrian was 20. It'd be his last family vacation with us. A year later, he'd begin his meteoric rise to fame and fortune. But on this trip, he was my brother. And when I fell out of the little paddle boat that our parents rented and started sinking fast into the Baltic, he was the one who dove in to rescue me. You saved my life that day, Adrian. I'll love you forever for that. And I will find you. I owe you that much. Alright, track 2. Display goes blank for a moment. Then the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. Timestamp reads June 6, 2049. Found an old news article that mentions Adrian from way back in 2036. It was printed in a financial magazine called Das Finanzwegen, one of those chic print-based mags that produced for the retro crowd. There aren't any clues in here, but it's good to see someone else acknowledging its existence. He clicks an off-screen button and the image disappears. It is replaced by a digital scan of a magazine page. SK Stock suffers at post-buyout brain drain. November 12, 2039. In the aftermath of the Dragon Lawfor's hostile takeover of Seder Group, Shadowrun Industrials, I don't know, SKI, a continuing brain drain of high-level executives is causing ongoing worry among company shareholders. The company's stock took a major hit when Lawfor disposed former CEO Wilhelmina Graf Benoit last August. 3 months later, long-held power positions within the SKI empire continue to empty as the Dragon consolidates its power base. The most recent casualties of Lawfor's hostile takeover include Alexander Kobayashi, former CEO of Cedar Munitions, Matthias Donner, former treasurer of Ruhr Datafax, and Werner Harding, former CEO of Deal Defense. Harding stepped into the role to replace Dr. Adrian Vauclair, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances 2 years ago. Winter's face winks back on the screen. So there you have it. That's what they had to say about Adrian a mere 2 years after his disappearance. My brother, the footnote. While this track does load, it's clearly corrupted. The screen fills with meaningless streams of text. Okay. Play track 4. While this track does load, it's clearly corrupted. Okay. Track 5. Rattling sound. Fills the air as the disc grinds in its tray. A few seconds later, the screen fills with text. From the desk of Werner Harding. This is September 10th, 2034. Dr. Vauclair, it is my sad duty to inform you that by unanimous vote of the Officegrat, your position as CEO of, maybe that's the board, I don't know, your position of CEO of Deal Defense will be terminated at the end of this calendar month. Your continued misallocation of company funds to pursue personal agendas cannot and will not be tolerated any longer. The supervisory board is not unsympathetic to your mental state. The trauma that you endured during your pursuit of the Dragon Firewing must have been enormous, but your continuing obsession with this dragon, the dead dragon I might add, has proven a negative influence on the company and an unjustified drain on company resources. The board wishes you all the best in future endeavors. We have prepared a generous severance package to assist you in this time of transition. If there is anything more that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask. Werner Harding. It spins down. Find yourself in the main menu. Okay, so a little bit more information. Guess when he was the CEO, Vauclair was the CEO of a company. He was spending a lot of company money on stuff related to the dragon, which they're like, hey, the dragon's dead, stop doing this. But as we know now, the dragon was alive. So he was clearly still, you know, if not obsessed, very focused on the dragon, even after everyone else thought the dragon was dead. Let's go talk to Dietrich. Hey again, boss, you need something? I was thinking what you told me earlier. You said that your idol was going to make you pick a fight that you couldn't win. Any updates on Alexander? Say any thoughts about the last run? There was nothing about that run that didn't disgust me, what they did to that troll. It wasn't right, boss, on any level. I don't care what anyone tells you. You listen to me, quick Luke. What you did, killing that thing, it was the right call. Yeah, it cost us some new yen, but letting that thing live would have been a travesty. Any updates on Alexander? Nothing new, boss. He's adjusting. It's going to take some time. While Alexander's sent me some messages by computer, sounds like things are getting a little bit better. So I was thinking what you told me earlier. You said that your idol was going to make you pick a fight that you couldn't win. He shrugs. It's bound to happen eventually. Probably sooner than later. Isn't there something that you can do to stop that from happening? I can't believe you accepted this. I say, isn't there something you can do to stop that from happening? Well, I suppose that I could refuse, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Especially not now. Remember, boss, the Dragon Slayer is where my magic comes from. If I turn away from him, you better believe he'll turn away from me. Besides which, I don't even know if I can refuse him anymore. He's been with me so long, I don't know where he stops and I begin. He grins at you. Don't worry about me, boss. I've known that this was coming for my entire life. And when it happens, I'll go down in a blaze of glory the likes of which you can't even imagine. That's a promise. So, from previous conversations, Dietrich is basically, he has an idol called the Dragon Slayer, where he gets his magic, and his idol likes it when he picks fights and he gets into fights, and at some point he knows that it's coming where his idol is going to want him to get into a fight he can't win. So you can't really believe that your idol wants you to commit suicide. What if you, say, pick a fight with a different kind of dragon, say maybe a gang or a corporation? Nothing right now, Dietrich. Pause this for a moment. That's an interesting idea. If it were big enough and heinous enough, he might be satisfied. Never tried to bargain or negotiate with the Dragon Slayer before. I'm not sure how I feel about it, and I don't know how you take it either. Dragon Slayer doesn't like to be questioned, and his temper is even shorter than mine. But I'll tell you what, boss. I'll think about it. So then I can say you can't really believe your idol wants you to commit suicide. Of course not. The Dragon Slayer doesn't want me to die, but he does want me to kill dragons. That ain't supposed to be safe or easy. It isn't my idol's fault that I'm getting too old to keep up with his wishes. Nothing right now, Dietrich. Okay. So except for Blitz, we pretty much caught up with everybody. So we're about an hour, a little over an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. We'll end part 12. And then when we pick up next time, I'll probably go talk to Blitz, go talk to this next lady about the next run, the lady that's waiting on me over at the statue, probably do some shopping, maybe some more cyberware, and go jump on to the next Shadowrun. So thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying it. And if you do like these videos, please like it on YouTube. And leave a comment. That helps me out a lot. So anyway, thanks so much for watching part 12 of the Shane Plays Let's Play series of Shadowrun Returns Dragonfalls. Thanks so much.